So hi everybody, my name is Gabe. I'm here with Frederick, the Cyber Viking Hall today.
So the big reason why I'm here today is because tomorrow is the 5th annual ASU Youth Cybersecurity Workshop and Expo. And tomorrow I am running a capture the flag competition for the middle school students that will be there.
Okay, have you come to all of them? You said the 5th annual. Have you been to each?
I think I missed one in 2023.
Okay.
But
how did you get pulled into that? I mean, you're not from San Angelo, right?
No,
Okay.
we live, my wife and I live in San Antonio. How we got started coming to here every year is I work with the Cyber Texas Foundation, which is a nonprofit foundation that works primarily in San Antonio to help promote cyber education in the K through 12 space. Also, we work with college students, we work with colleges. So what we like to say is we work from K to PhD.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. So we work at a wide range. We work with UTSA, ASU is what started us getting up here. We work with Alamo colleges in San Antonio. But what got us up here was UTSA and ASU had an agreement about 5 years ago to start building the cyber ecosystem here in San Angelo. So as part of building the cyber ecosystem, build the educational foundation that's needed.
Okay.
So if you build that foundation in the public school system, that K through 12 space, start getting kids involved in cybersecurity now, even if they don't go through or become a cyber professional, at least have that knowledge how to protect information, how to protect data, the understanding what cybersecurity is. So no matter what they do, they carry that knowledge forward.
So tell me about tomorrow at ASU. What grade levels are coming to this event?
So tomorrow it's going to be 5th graders and middle school, so 6 through 8.
Okay.
So the 5th graders are going to be doing various events. They're going to be playing Cyber Threat Protector, which is a cybersecurity card game produced by CIAS out of University of Texas in San Antonio. And it's a card game.
Okay, and you're facilitating this card game.
I am not. ASU is.
Okay.
All right. So the 5th graders will primarily be doing that, and there'll be stations around the area where we're having the activities tomorrow. Mr. Stanley, who is a teacher here in San Angelo, will be doing a drone demonstration.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. I'll be running a capture the flag competition.
Okay.
The room next to me, I found out that they're going to be doing something to do with AI, like an AI workshop type thing. And then there'll be other things going on, excuse me, and around the area for tomorrow's event.
Okay. Tell me about the Capture the Flag event that you will be conducting.
Oh, so Capture the Flag, for those of you who don't know, your audience doesn't know, is a game.
Okay.
It's a series of challenges with a range of topics. Now, there's 2 types of captured flags. You have what we call a King of the Hill, where you capture a computer and you try to keep a hold of it as long as you can, maintain ownership of it by blocking intruders, putting up defenses. And then you have what's called the Jeopardy style of capture the flag, where it's various categories with questions from easy to extremely difficult.
Okay. So you say from easy to extremely difficult.
Yes.
And we're talking about middle school to high school kids. Walking in, if they've never really had any exposure to cybersecurity, is it difficult or is it easy to pick up and understand this game?
So the way I designed this, because I built it strictly for this event tomorrow, the questions are ranging from very easy to, we won't say extremely difficult for them, challenging. There'll be very challenging questions.
Okay.
But those, what I'm assuming is, or the target will be kids who are on Cyber Patriot teams already. Because we have a strong Cyber Patriot presence from the middle schools here. So I'm assuming many of those kids are going to be coming through that capture the flag area.
Okay.
Right. So I don't want them to get bored with the easy questions because they'll answer those quick. They'll pick up those points really quick. It's the ones that are a little bit more challenging for them. Like I have a question in there that's specifically targeting a piece of spam email, and they have to find the IP address, do a who is search on it, and tell me who owns that IP address.
Okay.
right? And then I have OSINT, or open source intelligence, questions in there, specifically targeted for San Angelo.
Okay.
So if I have something in there, it's not going to be too foreign to them. Hey, I've seen that before. Hey, I heard of that. I know where that is, and put in the flag. I also have some general knowledge cybersecurity questions. I have Linux questions, Windows questions, networking questions, all in there. Yes.
So, to your knowledge, when you bring these type of events to organizations like ASU, do these kids in the K through 12 systems in Texas, are they already offering cybersecurity programs within those schools?
It depends on the school and the school district.
Okay.
I know that it is law. Texas state law says every school must offer cybersecurity in the system.
Okay.
Now, whether or not the school does it or can afford to do it, can't afford to do it, I am not sure. So I coach 2 cyber patriot teams myself. I go to schools, speak at schools, those who have teams, don't have teams, those who have a cybersecurity class, or maybe just a computer science class where all they're learning to do is code.
Okay.
And some that don't even have that. But what I'm doing is going into the schools, speaking to the kids, saying, hey, here's something you can learn. Here's something you can do to get involved with this. Or at the very least I do is say, let's talk about cybersecurity itself, how it impacts you. And I'll start off asking, okay, who plays this game? Who's on this platform? And then we start going down the rabbit hole of, are you being exposed to stuff, and what happens if you find yourself in a situation that you're not comfortable with?
Okay.
How do you react to it? Should you do if someone, say, sends you a friend request, you don't know who it is? That's what I do. That's where I come into play. Working with Cyber Texas Foundation, or just speaking on my own.
As you come to events like this here in San Angelo, and maybe let's say there's a school district that's there, or a representative from another school, and says, I'd really like you to bring that to my school district. How do they get in touch with you and engage to have you come out to another event somewhere else? Is that something that is available?
So if I can't go to the school personally, or if I can't set up a Google Meet session or a Zoom session with the school, I would try to point them in the right direction to somebody that would be willing to say, hey, you're in this area, would you be willing to go talk to this school about this certain topic?
Okay.
And if I can't find them myself or know somebody, I'd contact my associates at Cyber Texas Foundation, or I'd call in here specifically at ASU. I'd call somebody, in San Angelo, I'd call somebody at ASU.
Okay.
And say, hey, do you know anybody in the ISD who is doing this, or do you know anybody that's in the industry who's be willing to go talk to one of these schools?
Okay.
To try to make that link.
That makes sense. Tell me about your background, how you come about having all of this knowledge around cybersecurity.
So, like I tell my teams and other people, I'm old. I've been around this industry for over 30 years. When I first started, when I was in middle school, because that's when my first real introduction to computers was in middle school, we had TRS 80s, or as they're affectionately known as Trash 80s.
Okay.
Right. Made by Tandy, and for your listeners who don't understand how old this thing is, it was a 40-pound TV with a keyboard that weighed about 40 pounds itself, but then the computer was inside the keyboard, and it had a cassette player to run the programs.
Okay.
All right, so when I was in middle school, we had those, and we had the Apple IIe's.
Okay.
Right, and that's how I started. Now, going
so for
forward,
most of all of your career, right? It sounds like
yeah.
You've
So
been in...
I joined the Army in '92.
Okay.
And I went in as an information technology management specialist.
Okay.
And I had to learn Unix, had to learn JCL, OBS, another mainframe computer language, had to learn to work on mainframes.
Okay.
Right? For those of you who don't know what a mainframe is, imagine your house being full with very large refrigerator-sized computers. I had to learn all that stuff. I used magnetic reel-to-reel tape. I came in just on the edge of punch cards. So I've been in this industry for a while, and I've watched it evolve. From my point, when I entered it, huge, massive pieces of machinery to where we are now, and my smartwatch here, has more memory and processing power than those mainframes from over 30 years ago. Yeah. And so along the way, cybersecurity wasn't a thing when I first started. It was just, hey, you're working on computers. Here, we're putting input here. We're saving data or doing this. To, hey, something happened. We don't know how it happened. Which evolved into, okay, well, how do we protect this? To now what we have know is cybersecurity. That's my involvement. That's how I evolve inside of what we're doing now.
Okay, that's pretty impressive to have such a long-lived career. I was just telling my last guest that I started in technology in 2002, and that was 24 years ago. And I just started on the help desk after coming out of the military myself. I've been out of the military for a couple of years, and I started to work for a bank and just in the mailroom, and just by chance I slid into the help desk role, and that turned into a career. And even then, I didn't know, or none of us knew what the future 24, 25 years looks like, right? And it's tremendous compared to that far back, right? And so, I say that, and I told that to my last guest because, I like to encourage people, remind them that, opportunities come around sometimes very quickly. Things change, and I really encourage people to be ready for it, especially younger people. Right. If you can train like you're doing now, you're encouraging them, you're getting them excited about a career that they can have in cybersecurity. That's pretty amazing. So,
I try to talk it up. I try to get them.
So do you feel like in the times that you've come that you've made a lasting impact or an influenced for kids that they take that and they run with it and ultimately become or leave high school? I mean, apparently, obviously, you haven't been doing it that long where maybe you've seen a kid go from, or have you?
My, yes. So I've been involved with Cyber Patriot primarily for 15 years.
Okay, so even before coming to Angelo State for this youth event. Okay.
Oh, yes. So earlier this year, I was sitting waiting for medication somewhere at Wilford Hall, which is the hospital on base.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there just minding my business, waiting for my number to get called. And this young man walks up to me. He goes, "Coach Hall, is that you?"
Oh, nice. Okay.
He had graduated 9 years previously.
Okay.
So I hadn't seen him in 9 years. So from the time he graduated, he joined the Air Force. He went into that cybersecurity role, and now he's involved with it.
Wow.
That
seems like that would be very rewarding for you, to know that you had an impact and had influence on maybe not just him, but a generation, to go from, that age to where he is now.
I've kept in touch with many of the kids that have been on my teams over the years.
Okay.
I've tracked their college career. Some of their military careers. We keep in contact with each other. So I've known what they're going through. I help them out when I can.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well, Frederick, thank you for coming in today. I know we didn't really plan really far ahead to do this, but I appreciate that you came by and to talk about this, to talk up the event tomorrow. And